So once children feel comfortable participating, something else begins to emerge. So children start to notice the space around them. They notice how things run. They notice what's missing. They notice when something needs to be done. So children start to feel like this place needs me. So in this video, I want to focus on what adults can do to create real opportunities for contribution, not forced helping, not token jobs, but meaningful ways children come to see that they matter. One of the biggest ways that you can do this is with classroom jobs. So children get to feel a sense of belonging when their role actually has meaning and it actually matters. So that might look like having someone set out materials. Maybe that means that a child is responsible for checking on specific areas in the classroom, or maybe even having a child who helps with resetting a particular space in the room the same time each day. So it's not necessarily about variety of things, it's about being reliable. When a role is real and consistent, children begin to think that, this happens because I do it, and that is belonging. And not every contribution that they do needs to be noticed publicly. So what you can do is have the children contribute, and they will be able to do it more freely when they know that their efforts aren't announced or even compared. When children are allowed to quietly contribute without spotlighting, this helps in a few ways. Children stay focused on the task. That motivation to want to contribute, it stays within them instead of like they're doing it for praise. And they still feel like they belong. It doesn't always have to be, have a spotlight on it or get applause for it to be meaningful, but allowing them to take care of something shows that they are being trusted enough with the activity or the job. One thing that I noticed in the classroom, when I was in the classroom, was that children will want to contribute before they are able to do it the right way. So children want to be able to do it before they are actually skilled at it. And when adults allow contribution to be a little messy, to be a little slow, or a little inefficient, children feel welcomed into that work, that job in that particular space. So it is like allowing them to grow into the responsibility instead of actually having to prove it first. And you may have to go behind them and redo it again, not directly behind them, but if they have done it and they have left, you may have to redo it, or you may have to do it, finish it, or whatever the case may be. But the sense of responsibility that they were giving, and the fact that you showed that you trusted them enough to do it again, I think speaks volume to them, to let them know that they can try and they can take risks when doing these things. At home, you could do so many different things that will give them that sense of, that they are contributing to what's happening, what's taking place, something that's important that is happening that can affect the whole family. In the past, when I've spoken to parents about things that they can do at home that would contribute to that sense of responsibility and growing into that role of taking care of their things, they know when their help is helpful and when it isn't. So things that you can do to make sure that you are building that so that they do feel like what they're doing matters. Things like setting part of the table, giving them things that they can do to get prepared for dinner or for lunch or something like that, or feeding the pet, maybe putting away specific items. I believe I spoke in another video where one of my favorite things that I did was fold the towels. And no, they weren't perfect all the time, but the fact that I was able to do that and I knew that everyone was going to be using those towels at some point. And because children can see the outcome of their effort, they feel even more connected. And they know that they're not just helping, but they are participating in the family and the function of the household. So one thing to be aware of is to allow contribution to be a part of the rhythm or the routine of the day, as opposed to having it be attached to an incentive or to praise. So at home, belonging grows when contributions are just that. They're just simply part of how the household works. So in case you missed it, the 3 videos in this series, we've seen how belonging develops by starting when children feel like they are comfortable in a place. It grows when they feel that participation is possible, and then it deepens when children get to contribute in real ways. And all of this is possible. All of this happens because adults shape environments to make belonging possible. So belonging isn't about being included on just a surface level. It's about them knowing that they belong and that they matter here. And when children feel that, contribution will follow. So thank you for joining me in this series, and I will see you in the next one.